Oh, it's so good to see everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Cool.
This is our first class in the new year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, so today's class is going to be themed around identifying symbols and associations that we have made unconsciously and getting really clear about them and then re-associating in a positive way. So like reframing. And we'll be focusing a lot on our third eye, our chakra for discernment and ultimate truth, and also our crown chakra. And so all of the kriyas, the breath work, the asana will all be related to third eye and crown. So we'll be doing inversions, we'll be getting upside down, and we'll be breathing into our spiritual discernment and our truth. And I'll tell you guys a little story in a little bit around how this theme came to be.
So real quick, as we get started though, you'll want a pen, something to write with, and like a journal or a paper or something like that. Because when we do the process, we're really excited about this because Ashley's going to tell the story in a second, but
we just had a breakthrough.
We just had a really cool, we've talked about this concept before, but we learned a new layer of it just recently, and we're excited to dive into this and share this with you. The backstory on it, as we kind of keep letting people come in and we're getting things set up here and you guys are grabbing your journals and pen and stuff. So what happens is our subconscious mind is governing majority, like 95% of our personality, our choices, everything about the way our life functions is mainly subconscious. And so then we have to say, well, geez, where is those subconscious things coming from? And majority of it is programmed in the womb to 8 years old. We're just absorbing like a sponge. Our mind is just assimilating its environment as fast as possible because it helped us survive over time, right? You want to, as an infant, you're trying to absorb the survival wisdom of your tribe, your culture as fast as possible to give you the best odds of surviving, right? So this is why our mind does this. And so that's cool and all as far as surviving, but what about when they're like emotional patterns and they're maybe not healthy and maybe they're like associations with trauma and things like this? So what's unfortunate is that our subconscious can become associated with painful things and think that that is what we should expect, that's normal, that this is what it now is going to be forever. And so Ash is going to tell a story to make this even more real for you, because what a great way to start the new year, getting clear on what is my subconscious associated things with on accident, topics like money, relationship, father, mother, love, sexuality, like my body, like what's our subconscious association with our body? Were we taught something healthy? Are we carrying a program that we don't even know? So that's going to be really cool for us to dive into today, of getting clear on identifying what associations we've made, and then also cleaning them up and being like, whoa, do I actually want that? What would I like moving into this new year? Getting really clear on reprogramming all this. Because the cool thing about the subconscious is, yes, it did all this automatically for us, but we can also consciously change it if we pay attention.
Okay.
So I think everyone's got their stuff.
You have a notebook and a pen. You have your yoga mat, and you have you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Come to a seat. And I'm going to play some music on the computer, and I think I've shared appropriately that you can also hear the music. So once it starts going, if you can give me a thumbs up, or like down or up if you're like, wow, it's way too loud on our end, and then I can adjust it. It should be starting now.
Oh yeah, okay, I hear it's just quiet.
Yes?
Yep,
okay, great.
Here. Cool.
All right. Cool. Yes, it is Melissa. Okay, good. All right, so let's root in and maybe just take a last little look at the screen and see that you're surrounded by a conscious, loving, spiritual, self-aware community right now, and you're in that vibration. Yeah, if you want to put your hands on your heart and just thank you all for being here and showing up for yourself.
Everybody here.
This Sangha, this community, even though we're all separate and at home and all over
Literally
the world.
all over the world.
It's so beautiful that we can come together and connect like this. So thank you. I honor all of you. And then let's take a mudra here. So this is going to be the third eye mudra. Find your third finger, your middle finger, and take the rest of your fingers and fold them in kind of like a heart. And your thumb and your middle finger can connect. Yeah. And you can hold that right at your heart center. You can hold it down low. You can just relax your hands, whatever you feel comfortable with, but you're holding this Ajna mudra. You're connecting your middle finger and your thumb at the pads of your fingers and creating this heart shape with the rest of your fingers. So find a comfortable place to hold that mudra, whatever that is for you, and close your eyes. Sit up tall. Relax your shoulders and start to become very aware of your pranic energy flow in your own body. Recenter your breathing with long, slow, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth, H-A ha. Rounding in, 2 more. Last one. Now, as you breathe in your mind's eye, I want you to consciously flow your breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, imagine sending energy out through your right shoulder, your right arm, through your right fingers, middle finger, connecting to your left middle finger. And on the inhale, the left middle finger. And you pull in through your elbow, your forearm, your upper arm, your shoulder, your left ear, and to your third eye. So you're essentially making a loop, like drawing in your mind's eye, a circle through your body, through your mudra. Inhaling through the left side, pulling it in, and exhaling a full loop, watching the energy move through your left arm, your left hand, left middle finger. Inhaling. Essentially just trying to gain control over your pranic flow, making a wide circle through the arms, the fingers, and up through the third eye. It's like your energy, your pranic energy is like honey. It's malleable. It's a vibration that you can throw, push, move, manipulate, expand, contract. To think of Avatar, the cartoon, just gaining control over your pranic field, feeling the vibration move left and right and around and down, and meeting at the third eye. Keep a soft whisper in the back of your throat. It should sound like an ocean wave. As you push and pull your pranic honey-like energy through your own body. And then take those circles in the opposite direction now. So inhaling, pull through the right side, and exhale, push through the left. So reverse your mind's eye circle, washing your energy, your pranic life force energy through your hand mudra, through your middle fingers, through your third eye center. Pulling on the inhale through the right arm, right elbow, right shoulder, right ear, third eye, and then exhale out through the left ear, left neck, left shoulder, left bicep, elbow, forearm, index finger. Your third eye, this ajna center that you're focusing on, is the house of your spiritual discernment. It's your ability to connect with your intuition, to know what's true for you, to not be persuaded by outside influence, to have truth, direction, guidance available to you at all times, innately. A few more breaths here. And return to center. Just focus right there on your third eye now. Breathing through the center of your body. Feeling balanced, centered, erect in the spine. Start to open your eyes, look down at your hands, rub your hands together, charge up that chronic life force energy you just gained control over. Get some heat in your hands, and then look down at your hands and very, very slowly start to separate your hands and see if you can gain awareness of your own magneticism between your palms. Can you feel that push and pull as you move your hands closer and farther away? Feel your own life force energy. Might need to close your eyes and just tune into that space between your palms. There's a vibration, a thickness, you can feel it. If you don't quite feel it, re-rub your hands together and try again. And then move it around. See what you can do with this gaining control over how far can you go? Feel your own auric field expanding. And feel how powerful that is to know where your vibrational field lies. That you can feel it, you have access to it. And you can direct your own energy. Now turn the hands in toward your own body and see if you can feel that tension and that honey-like feeling toward your own vessel. And bring your hands up to your third eye, blessing yourself, blessing your third eye. Receiving all that energy, flooding right back, recycling right back into the ajna center. Take B breathing here. So hands come right over the eyes. 3 fingers press onto the eyes. Your pointer finger comes right above your eyebrows on your temple, and your thumbs close off your ears. So you just press in the earlobe very lightly to close off your ears. And before you do that, so that you can still hear me, you'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, you'll close your earlobe and hum like a bee. So we'll be here for 1 minute at your own pace, inhaling, close the earlobes, exhale, hum, and feel that vibration through your whole being. Full capacity breathing on the inhale. Two more. after you complete your final B breath, relax your hands down onto your knees, palms up or down, whatever feels natural for you. Close your eyes. Just feel the difference in your energy. And then open your eyes. We'll move into our journal practice. And after our journal practice, we'll get into some body movement.
Okay, we have arrived. So first up, what we're going to be looking at is what associations we have made. So we're going to do this in two parts. First, we're going to expose what is current, and then we'll take a break and we'll do some Kriya to charge and change the energy. And then we're going to focus on reframing any of those and moving into what our positive associations are going to be moving forward. And then we'll embody it with the rest of the class.
I guess I should tell my story so that
so let's start with that.
So
you can understand.
This story that I'll share, so hopefully it sparks some ideas for your own journey, is that we've been in this new house. We bought a home. It's supposed to be this like amazing, beautiful experience. Like, hello, like I own a home in Hawaii. And it's been traumatizing, you guys. Like, I have been depressed, crying, so many issues, okay? And it has not been making any sense, because like all I've ever wanted was to live this life. So what's going on here? After much inner work, I have come to the conclusion that I have a negative association with the symbol of home, right? So home to me, when I think about the symbol, the word home has been a place since my childhood that I have been wanting to run away from, escape. I want to travel. I want to get away. I want to get away. I want to get away. And I feel most myself and most alive when I'm away from home. So once I get away from the home and I'm out exploring in the world, I feel so good. I feel like so myself. And the symbol of home, when I think about home, not this home, but the just overall arching symbol of home from childhood, right? What I have experienced as home, you know, I have a lot of trauma, abuse stories, and negative association with the symbol of what it means to be home. So when I think of home, when I say, what was home? What was the question? What have I experienced?
What has it been in the past?
What have I experienced with home? I've experienced abuse, neglect, abandonment, chaos,
trauma,
fear, anger, just very overstimulating, stressful environment, okay?
Now, what was also interesting is, for those of you with a partner, what made this more revealing for us is my associations for home are totally different. And so it was creating interesting, like, cognitive dissonance, like this strange misunderstanding, because to me, maybe, and for some of these you might find your associations are more positive already. So like for me, what came up for me as home is like safety. It's a sanctuary from the world. It's a refuge. It was safe and all these things. So what you find with partnerships, this is a good exercise to share with your partner for those of you in relationships, because what might be happening is you're experiencing the same thing. And even though you're both like, yeah, we're at home, or, you know, we're going to look at many other topics, to one person, it could mean this beautiful thing. And to another person, it can actually represent all this hidden, painful stuff.
Okay.
And so it creates this interesting, revealing process of, whoa, we have totally different associations with this symbol.
So not that I believe any of that or I want any of that. I genuinely want, like, to have peace at home. And I didn't even realize I had this association with this symbol. Okay. So now knowing this, I've been working on reassociating, and I've also had to change the word for me of home. I'm not home right now. I'm in my faraway sanctuary.
Safe haven.
I'm in my safe haven, and I'm in my destination retreat, because all those words feel really good for me. So I can't even say I'm going home after, like, I leave the house. I have to say, I'm going back to my safe haven. I'm going back to my sanctuary. I have to say these other words because it's not clicking for me. And so I had no idea. And here I am being in this beautiful environment and not accepting it because for what home symbolized for me, I think I had to keep running. And so slowing down and stopping here was never going to feel good because I'm still trying to get to my safe haven. I'm still trying to get to my safe haven. So the symbolism of home wasn't clicking. And so this process that we're inviting you all to do is we're going to go through a list of general things that you can say. It's like rapid fire questions. What has your experience been with mother? What has your experience been with home? What has your experience been with money, right? We'll do a rapid fire and then we'll leave it up to you. Any ones that you feel like you really need in your life right now. Maybe it's a certain person you're having a thing with. We can even do it reverse engineer, where let's say you have an issue with a person. You can, and you don't know why. You can say, well, what do they symbolize for me? Oh, they symbolize mother, or they symbolize friendship, or they symbolize romance, partnership. And then you can reverse engineer and say, well, what does partnership symbolize for me? And then you have a list of things, right? Sex. We'll go into them. But does anybody have any thing like it clicks, right? You guys understand what I'm saying? You're like, oh yeah, let's get into this.
Okay,
Everyone's like, let's do this.
So what we're gonna look at is, so the best way to do it is when we're gonna mention categories. Because the subconscious is very automatic, you wanna just write down what instantly comes to mind. Don't filter it, don't judge it.
Or try to make it what you want it to be.
Yeah, we're gonna do that later, don't worry. So just let it be authentic and just let as many things come up, just write them down.
Yeah.
And try not to judge it. And we're gonna go quickly so that you don't have time to judge it.
Yeah.
Just get it out and then we'll look at it later.
Okay, so I'll put the music on a little bit more so we can have some space, and you get it. It will be rapid fire. Maybe we'll do 30 seconds on each topic, and you just free write, okay? The first words
and
you'll put
memories,
at the top.
First memories that come to mind, first
Yeah.
experience, just
Adjectives.
let it all out.
Okay, so let's start with home. So write home on the first one, and let's do 30 seconds on the clock. First associations. What has your experience been with home?
Go ahead and I'll watch time. What has home meant to you? What has the experience of home been associated with? All right, moving to the next topic. What has family been to you? What has the experience of family been? What does the topic of family mean to you? What has the relationship with money been for you? What has the experience of money been? Next is friendship. What has your experience with friends been? Okay, next topic. God. What has been your experience with the concept of God? What associations, what memories, what emotions? Next topic, your body. What has been the experience with your body? What emotions, what memories, what thoughts about your body? Okay, next up, sexuality. What has been your experience with the concept of sex and your sexuality? What does that mean to you? What has it meant to you? How were you taught to experience that? Okay, so now take a moment. Any other, hold on, I got two more actually before we break out. Okay, next topic, father. What comes to mind? What has been your experience with father, dad? What emotions, what perspectives, what experiences come to mind with father, dad? Okay, next up, mother, mom. What has been your experience with mom, mother? Okay, and now we'll leave it up to you if there's any other categories you're curious to try this with now. Whether it's a particular person,
Job,
whether it's
work.
career, that was one we could have done too. So if you want to do that one on your own, your purpose, right?
Yeah,
So
life purpose.
you name it, any other things that you're curious, what's going to come up if you ask yourself this and you do this same experience with. So go ahead, we'll give you a couple minutes to just try any other things you're curious to see what comes up.
And then when you're done with your list, just set it down and we'll know when you're ready. Maybe give a quick little glance and it's like,
just
wow.
observe.
Okay. So the thing to think about as you guys are wrapping up with these lists is that, let's say you're looking at one of these lists like mother or father, right? And there's some negative associations or adjectives describing this symbol of mother. So here's the crazy thing is that our subconscious that's the symbol it associates with. So let's say we have children and we become a mother. That projection of that symbol and those adjectives now turn onto us. And we think these things, this is why a lot of times we say we don't want to be like our parent and then we end up being exactly like them or something like that, right? we unconsciously, because this is just a symbol and what we associate with that symbol, we apply it everywhere because we're trying to protect ourselves, right? So we become mother and unknowingly still have this belief and these symbols and adjectives associated with that symbol of mother. So it's really important to be mindful of that, right?
Even though our conscious mind says, see, what's interesting with the conscious and subconscious mind is the conscious mind will be like, I'll never be like that, or I'll never think that. But because of that, it creates a blind spot because the subconscious is like, well, too bad. I'm running the show and this is what I think we're supposed to do. And so this is why this exercise is really fun, because our conscious mind might be hiding from us what our subconscious is trying to carry out.
So here I am getting a home and thinking, wow, this is my dream life. I've always wanted to live in Hawaii. I've always wanted to,
so consciously,
blah, blah,
she's
blah.
like, wow, this should be
but
consciously
now
good.
I'm in the home and my association with home is so strong. The symbolism is so strong. And I'm not even realizing that I still have this association. So we want to remove any blind spots as we go into 2022 that we think we know what we want, but we have a list of associations with the symbol of the thing we want.
Mhm.
So the crazy thing is that here's the thing about with the home one for me, and then I want you to think about this in your own life, is that I thought, well, home is it's been a really terrible experience for me. So what I'll do is I'll just avoid home forever, right? I'll just perpetually travel and have this like dreamy gypsy life. And that's going to work really well for me because I'm really happy when I'm not at home. So I must not need a home, right? When really what I need to do is redefine what home is so I can re-give myself that gift. And I can now create a different version of home that I didn't have access to, or I didn't know was a possibility because I associated the thing indefinitely with these negative associations.
Here's a really common one too, is you can also do this one is like, let's say we said men and romance and partners or something. Well, if you've had all these really painful experiences with men in the past, for example, a coping mechanism might be to say, well, I'm just going to stay away and I'm just going to be single, or I'm just going to like screw all men. They're all hurtful or something like this, because this is really common, right? So what we have to start looking at is, am I avoiding healing something because I've been so hurt by it? Like Ash is saying with home, I'm using a more common one, especially for all of you probably, where you've maybe been hurt by someone in the past. And then we have identified that with like, all men are hurtful, or all men are this, or all homes are this, right? Like what Ash is doing. Or how about money, right? So start exploring all these topics and say, whoa, am I altering my entire life course
to
avoid something because our subconscious is trying to get away from it, which makes perfect sense. But whenever we either cling or avoid, it's still controlling us and it's actually limiting us.
So we're going to redefine.
So we're going to redefine all this so we don't have to run from anything.
Okay. So take a last little glance at your little list here, and we're going to do some
Before we do too, something really cool. Also notice some of them might have been totally healthy already,
I have
right?
some good ones, thank God.
Yeah, so notice some of them
Most of them are not
you
good,
might
but
look at them and some of them might be healthy, or some of them might have multiples, right? So like with Ash, like a couple of them might be negative, but then also positive ones.
I had some positive and negative blends on some of them.
So what you want to do is observe the areas of yourself where like, wow, I have a really healthy, there was some healthy stuff that happened here. But then also be like, cool, well, on all these ones where there was unhealthy stuff, which all of us have, by the way, every single human has, unless we were raised by like Buddha, which none of us probably were, we all have them. So we all have negative associations just because we're in society for starters, but because our families and our parents are imperfect, they have their own wounds. So observe the ones where you're like, whoa, some really painful words came up or some negative things came up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at how, in order to heal, we have to first and foremost know that none of this is personal. So in the process of healing, it's imperative to understand that healing is about letting go of what is untrue so that we can restore what is true. So healing is not about gaining anything or getting anything or learning anything. It's about remembering the truth. So anything hurtful on this list, none of it is actually yours, true for you, or about you. It's just a false imprint that life experiences gave to you that we can shed. We don't have to keep it. It's not actually like how, because our subconscious makes us feel like this is just how it is for me. This is just what I should expect. This is just what always happens to me, right? How many times have you thought something like that? Like, this is just what happens to me. This is just how it goes. This is just how things go for me. This is how I get treated. So what we want to do is, in order to heal, we have to start to separate from that concept and say, no, this is just how I was treated, or this is just what I did experience. However, it is not mine. It's not mine. It is just a blueprint that someone else's trauma gave to me. Hurt people, hurting people. So now we want to move into an environment, here we are, healed people, healing people. So we want to share with each other healing. We want to share with each other getting back to the truth. So we look at this list, notice the ones where there was a lot of pain associated with it. Let's focus on the biggest ones for today. And you can obviously recreate all of this now that you have this list. And we would invite you to do this regularly, like from time to time, go back and check in with this, especially with you and your partner. If you have a partner, this is really, really cool exercise, because like we said with her and I, we were having this really confusing time together when I'm trying to be in bliss and she's like totally traumatized and I'm like confused because I'm like, what is going on here? So you might have things like that with your partnership where like sexuality, goodness knows, right?
Yeah.
To one person, it's like totally healthy. Another person might have like sexual trauma. And so like sex is like a total, really a traumatic thing for them. And again, disconnect, right? So let's pick the biggest ones just to focus on for the rest of today in the classes. Pick like maybe a couple, like either 1, 2, 3 type of thing, as much as you feel like, all right, you know, or maybe you're feeling super ambitious and you're like, I'm gonna blast all of these right now. So just focus on the ones where you're noticing the most pain with.
And we're going to rewrite.
And we're going to rewrite. Yeah, we're going to really focus on targeting that, because I want to remind you again, any negative things that came up, they are not your destiny. They are not true of you. They are just an association your subconscious made without you knowing it. But that doesn't mean it's yours and that it actually has to stay.
So we'll do a 3-minute Kriya to switch the energy and start stimulating a new narrative. And the mantra is Sat Nam. Sat Nam is I am truth, or truth is me. We're gonna invoke the truth. And I will put on Sat Nam for 3 minutes and you'll go with the music at your own pace. And the Kriya looks like this. So if you want to get on your mat, it's frog pose. Your heels are up, your knees are out, palms on the floor. It's Sat. Inhale, exhale, stand up, forward fold, straighten your legs and Nam. Sat, chest up, squat down, look up like frog. Exhale, heels to the floor, Nam. And as you do this, I want you to flip your perspective. So we're flipping our head, our crown chakra, our third eye upside down and saying, I am truth, truth is me. And we're dumping out the lies, okay? So literally dumping them out. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. And we are shaking it up. So I'm putting this 3 minutes on the clock. Inhale and exhale.
If you can go at your own pace.
You can go at your own place. I'm putting on the Kriya. You'll hear the music and you can chant Sat Nam, 3 minutes, dumping out the lies. Hopefully you can hear this. Yeah, it should be starting. All right, here we go. 3 minutes is on the clock.
I'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Matt's going to demo. I'm going to be here. And Belle started. Here we go. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat. It's fast. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. If it's too fast for you, that's okay. You can slow it down. Focus on your breath. You can close your eyes. Focus with the intention of shaking it out. Yeah, falling off your back, falling out of your head. Stay with your breath. Inhale sat, exhale nam. Go at your own pace, focusing on the area you want to release. You're halfway there. One more minute. Yep, your legs should be burning. Give it your all for this last 30 seconds. I am truth, truth is me. I let go of all lies. And start to slow it down. Good job. And come back to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes, sit down, go. And bring your thumbs onto your temples, just like so, elbows out left and right. Close your eyes, press into your temples, connect with Ujjayi breathing. Inhale through the nose, fill the lungs to their full capacity. Expand your belly, your ribs, your chest. Controlled exhale through the nose. So the mantra for the third eye and the crown is Om. A-U-M, 3 parts. And then silence at the end. We'll chant this 3 times. Again, affirming truth. Inhale through the nose. Bring the heel of your hand to your eyes. Press the heel of your hand into your eye sockets again. Bless your third eye, your crown. And then hands down to your knees. Let it go and open your eyes. Go ahead and grab onto your list. So we'll take time out. We'll guide us through this. But when you make your list, I want to give you permission that for me, it really helped me to change the names of this. So like I said, redefining home was step 1. Like that was really good for me of what do I want my home to be moving forward. I don't have to accept what it has been, these words. I can say what I want it to be, but I didn't really believe it. Like it's still not feeling right. So changing the word from home to safe sanctuary, safe haven, destination retreat, that really helped me because that's something that I can feel like is true and good for me and healthy. Like you know,
That's a way to enjoy the benefit, because the mind might have,
it was still resisting.
the mind might have a
So
hard time. So
if you-
over time, it might replace the original word.
Yeah.
But the real point is that it won't be necessary, because we just want to enjoy the benefit is the real point, right?
So if you want to go rechange any of these words, like maybe God is not that good word for you. Maybe it's
like
divine or
divine consciousness, or maybe it's
what
love.
word does feel good. So any of these negative associations, you can change the term, and we're going to make a new list on a separate piece of paper or on the back. Same sections, maybe change the word if you need to.
Mm-hmm. So the goal on this one is, now that we've exposed and unraveled these hidden associations our subconscious has been making, the goal is, as we move forward, focusing on what would I like these things to be? What would I like the relationship with this to be?
Maybe money, I put energy exchange, right?
Sure. So first, just write out all the categories again, and then let's do this first. So there'll be two parts. So first is changing any words you need to. So instead of home, maybe like it's safe haven. And instead of money, maybe it's like energy exchange. Instead of friendship, maybe it's companionship. Instead of sex, maybe it's intimacy, right? So you're just playing with, are there other words that feel better for you, and they don't obviously have any inherited trauma with, because maybe they're different. They have a different association.
My body is my divine vessel.
Yeah, exactly.
My sacred vessel.
So first, notice that, changing any core categories. And you're starting with noticing how it feels in your body to use a new word.
Okay.
Then, once you've done that, now look at that new word and look at your old list, and then say, well, what do I want this to be? What do I wish this was? So what would you love and have always wanted home to be? What is that safe haven?
For me, with home, it was like chaos, it was neglect, it was stress. And now it's my safe haven is a place of relief, a place of security, of peace and nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing is that I actually do have all these things, but I wasn't letting myself accept them.
Subconscious won't see them.
Because my subconscious had vilified that word for me and this symbol for me. So even though it's right in front of me and all around me, I literally could not
blind spot.
Give myself this yet until now.
So take some time. We'll put some music on and redefine each of these to what you would like them to be. What would be your ideal version of them? And moving forward into this year with this clarified, you can really feel these new relationships.
Let's keep this good list, right? So you want to write it on a different paper and hang it on your vision board, or keep it by your bedside, or use it in your daily practice. Let's create these things this year. Like, let's redefine our relationships with these things very intentionally. If we need to use the new word in our life for the first year, great. Like, you know, Matt's going to be really mindful, he said, of not calling this home for me. He's going to call it safe haven for me. And that's going to help me a lot. So what what do you want to create intentionally this year, and how do you want to change your language to set up your subconscious to accept this new life, actually.
Yeah, we're retraining the subconscious.
So let's keep this list.
So the most beautiful irony is that all that is good and loving and beautiful for you in your life, it is all around you and it is accessible. It's just that because of these associations, the subconscious hides them from us. So that's really cool, because it's like, okay, so wait, it is there, but because of these associations, I'm not even able to see it. Like Ash being in her dream home, but like literally not even being able to see it.
So once you're done with this list, you can, well, if you're done, I just want to let you know what you could do. You can go into a child's pose and connect your third eye with the mat. And then when everybody's there, we'll bring our movement practice into.
This is the most exciting part. You're relaying a subconscious blueprint. And as you get more clear, your subconscious is going to naturally attract these things into your life through the way you think, through the way you make choices, through the energy and body language you give off. And it will align you with these things. So you're establishing a blueprint. You're giving your subconscious an accurate map and compass.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say yes. Perfect. That'd be great. All right. Matt's gonna be demonstrating, and I will be here with y'all, watching and cueing. Feel free to take as long as you'd like, finishing your list. We'll go ahead and get started. You can join us when you're ready. And child's pose. Just connect your third eye right between your eyebrows with the mat. Start to roll your third eye around on the mat. I want you to repeat these affirmations out louder in your head. I see clearly now. Breathe into your back body as you affirm these truths. I think clearly now. I trust myself. I trust my intuition. I intentionally create my reality. Massage your forehead right and left. Let your belly relax between your thighs. In your inner world, you are the creator of your universe. You can perceive and experience everything that you imagine. All possibilities are available to you. There are no limits. The only limits to ever exist are the limits that we place on ourselves. Everything is attainable. Everything is available. All we need to do is set the intention, remove our blockages, and allow. Take a big breath in and out. And take your time and press yourself up onto all fours and then into a downward facing dog. Your first inversion of this practice with many inversions. And just turning your perspective upside down. Pedal out your knees, your feet, connect with your breath. Take your time. Ask yourself what you need in your practice today, and then give yourself exactly that, whether it's a little bit more effort or a little bit more relaxation. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Maybe even relax your cheeks and your jaw. You can inhale and flutter the lips. Look forward between your hands, step up to the top of your mat. Ragdoll, hang over your thighs. You can separate your feet hip distance apart, soft bend in your knees. Shift your weight more towards the balls of your feet and then back towards your heels, and then find center. Let your head be heavy. Swing left and right. And then slowly start to straighten your knees any amount. Engage your quadriceps. Pull your navel in and up. Maybe grab onto your ankles or the backs of your heels. You can even step your feet together to deepen this forward fold and pull. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. Get long in your spine. Bring your hips right over your heels. Straightening the legs for 3, pulling for 2, long, 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 flattening belly to thighs, 1. Bend your knees a lot, engage your core, come up with a flat back all the way to standing. And then stand tall, Tadasana. How would you stand if all of these truths were your reality today and they were just so apparent in your life? Open your chest. Open your heart. Smile on your face, facing the world, facing today, knowing that you wrote these things because they are your truth, they are available to you, and you accept them now. Yes. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, gather space. Bring your hands through heart center. Exhale, fold over your thighs, hinge from the hips. Take a half lift as you breathe in, palms to shins, get long in the spine, lengthen out through your neck. And exhale, fold over your legs again, plant your hands, step back to the top of a push-up. Nice and slow. Let's do a modified chaturanga. Drop your knees to the mat as you exhale, your chest and your chin as well. Slither onto your belly, get long, breathe in for cobra. Peel your chest off of the mat, maybe look up, slide your hands back toward your ribs. And exhale, lower third eye to the mat, press up all fours back into your downward facing dog. Hold for 3 breaths. Start to gain awareness over your energy again, your pranic life force energy, now directing your attention in your practice. Because it's this ability to direct your own pranic life force, to direct your own thoughts, to direct your own awareness, that you will be able to accept this reality for yourself, because there won't be a subconscious program running you instead. So stay present here with your practice, conscious awareness over your energy, over your thoughts, really one-pointed focus on your breathing. Look forward between your hands, step up on an inhale, halfway lift at the top, fold as you breathe out. Inhale brings you back up to Tadasana, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Maybe let's add a full chaturanga and a full up dog if that's in your practice. Otherwise, you can keep it exactly the same, a little bit faster. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, breathe in. Step or hop back, chaturanga, exhale. Hard up, inhale, up dog. Press back, exhale, down dog. Beautiful. 3, breathing here. 2. And 1, inhale, step or hop up. Half lift, exhale, finish it off. Breathe in, reach up, take up space, and hands to heart center. Exhale. Take a little mini back bend. Bring your hands to your low back, bring your toes and heels to touch. Support your low back as you inhale and arc up over your upper, your middle back. Keep your low back nice and long. Bring your hip points up towards your navel. And if it feels good, you can even slide your hands to your inner thighs, back behind you. Draw your shoulder blades together as you back bend. Otherwise, just keep your hands on your low back. Then interlace your hands. Inhale, stand up. Interlace your hands back behind your low back. Separate your feet hip distance apart and forward fold. Exhale over your thighs. Bring your arms up overhead. See if you can connect the heel of your hands. And then shake it all out again. Shake your head, dumping out any last residue of this old paradigm of 2021 and before. We're in 2022 now, in the new. Straighten your legs any amount. Arms come up overhead, reaching for the floor out in front of you. Relax your hands back down to the floor and grab onto your toes with peace fingers. So peace fingers grab onto big toe mounds, bend your elbows left and right and pull, pull, pull. Spiral your inner thighs back behind you, straighten your legs. Use your arm strength to pull your upper body down. You should be able to get a lot deeper than when we first began. Shift your weight more forward towards the balls of your feet for the last 3 seconds. And then release, take a vinyasa, meet us in downward facing dog. Like open your heart on your up dog. Feel your chest expanding. Anything that needs to get broken up, just releasing. And downward facing dog. Let's take a dolphin pose here. Drop your elbows down to the mat. So it's like a mini down dog, yeah? You can interlace your hands if you'd like, or you can just press your flat palm down to the mat in line with your elbows. Press especially through your thumb and your index finger. And walk your feet closer to your elbows. So you're getting more and more height in your hips. Use your forearm strength to press the floor away from you. Press out of your shoulders. Suck your belly button and reach your hips to the sky and lift just your right leg up and hold for 3. Press the floor away from you for 2. And 1. Switch sides, left leg up. Kick, kick, kick. Notice if you're sinking into your shoulders and press right up out of it. Good job, Elizabeth. Yes, 3, 2, and 1. Now walk your feet back and hold dolphin plank. So you're getting strong in your core. Press the floor away from you. And as you hold these more strong poses, you to invoke your spiritual will, right? It takes a little bit of willpower to will these things into your reality and have some strength and courage, right? So hold firm, tighten up your core. You're in a plank position on your forearms. For 3, you've got it. 2, 1, dolphin plank. Press back to downward facing dog. Walk up to your hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, and then child's pose. Good job. This time with your child's pose, if you like, you can bring your knees together and bring your hands back by your heels, palms up, and just round over your legs. Massage your third eye. Let your shoulders just be heavy and rounded. Palms are on the floor by your feet. Just relax. Yes. Beautiful. Then come to all fours and set up for a tripod headstand. We're not going to go up. We're just going to do the base work of it. So interlace your fingers, create a triangle on the floor, elbows down, open up your palms and place your head right in the cradle of your hands. If you have a bun, you'll have to move it. And the crown of your head comes to the floor. The back of your head is settled right in between the cup of your palms. Elbows are in tight, not so wide. Press your forearms into the mat and tuck your toes under for a down dog. So we're not going up, we're just here. Your head should be so light on the floor that you could literally lift it up. Your forearms holding you, and if you need to, you can lift your head up, that's fine. Squeeze and hug your elbows in, suck your belly in, and walk your feet close to your face. See if you can get your hips high. We're just warming up. If you feel comfortable here, you can lift just your right leg and hold for 3. Press the floor away from you, little to no weight on your head for 2. And 1, and then switch sides. Left leg up for 3, for 2. And place it back down 1. Now I really want you to try that. Lift your head off of the mat. Press so far into the floor that you can look up at your hands. Yep, like Pinchamayurasana. Wonderful. And then lower it back down, child's pose. This time stretch your arms out, forward, big reach. And then let's slither into a puppy pose. So get your hips right up over your knees. Drop your chest and your chin to the mat. Reach your arms straight out. Hips over knees and relax. Stay one pointed focus with your energy. And slither all the way down onto your belly. Take your arms out into a T position. Bring your feet together, zip up one long leg. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your arms and legs. Look up, fly up, back strength. Get your thighs off of the mat. Can you go up a little higher? Can you reach for this new reality? Can you smile and say yes as you fly through this new life? Yes, please. Thank you. And exhale, lower down, hands by your hips, palms up. Turn your left cheek to the mat and just breathe. So when you're breathing into this belly position, inflate your belly as you inhale. Feel your low back and your side ribs move left and right. Like you can inflate your back body as you inhale and press the belly into the mat. It's like a little massage on your low back. Okay, separate your feet, hip width apart or maybe a little wider. Bring your forehead to the mat. Interlace your hands beneath your tailbone. On an inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your arms and legs. So your hands are interlaced behind you. And lift up. Beautiful. Yes, please. Thank you. Lift up. Saying yes to all the things that you're wishing and desiring and calling forth, accepting better into your life. For 3, pull your palms past your sit bones. Lift up. 2, kick your thighs off of the mat. 1, lower down, switch cheeks. Close your eyes, palms up by your side. Breathe. And then if you did land in that life, which you are, how would your body relax? I know when I reframed my safe sanctuary, I felt my whole body, nervous system just, I'm already here? What? And I just let go. Can you do that? Can you settle into this truth? Return to center. Bend your knees, grab the outside edges of your feet for bow pose. Use your inhale breath. Kick your feet back and up. Exhale, lift your head and chest. Look up. Kick, kick, kick. Squeeze your inner thighs. Smile on your face, heart open wide. I like to kick so hard that my back cracks, so maybe you can get a little extra if you kick, kick, kick back and up. Or maybe you want to rock and roll forward and back and move from the hips to the belly. Or maybe you want to move your grip down to your ankles and flex your feet. See if you can get your thighs onto the mat as you kick and lift your chest up. Any variation here for the last few breaths. Go to your edge. And then lower down, press back into a child's pose. I see clearly. I think clearly. I create my reality within. Return to a downward facing dog and lift your right leg high to the sky for a three-legged dog. Bend your right knee and open your right hip. Stack hip over hip. And if wild thing is in your practice, go ahead and flip your dog. Take your right leg back behind you, ball the foot to the floor, flip it over, hips up, reach back. Yeah, and if you have the full wheel, you can go into it. Otherwise, hold for 3 breaths. Awesome job, Annabelle. Yes, yes, yes. Take your time, return to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Prepare to switch sides. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Pull left hip up over right. Maybe flip, or you can stay here. If you do flip, you can flip into a full wheel. Maybe just hang loose, reach back. Feel into all the crevices, all the little micro spots we don't get into on a regular day-to-day basis. Every inch gets attention. And flip it back when you're ready. If you need a child's pose, go ahead and take it. Or just hang out in your down dog. Take a little counter stretch here of rabbit pose. Come to sit on your heels. Bring your knees and heels to touch. Grab onto your heels from the outside. Your feet are flat on the floor. Thumb down. So the grab looks like, let's see if I can get my feet here. On your heels. Grab onto your heels. Inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, roll down, head to the mat. Lift your hips up right over your knees. Roll your weight forward into your upper and middle back. Crawl an inch your knees in to touch your forehead as close as you can. Lift your hips up even higher and pull on your heels. You should feel this pulling action through the space between your shoulder blades. I want you to bring your heels together and anchor down through the tops of your feet. Use your arm strength to pull. Little to no weight on your head. 3. Just get your arms straight as you pull. 2. And 1. Lower your hips down, pull yourself back up. And last, remove your hands, roll your shoulders back. Hands on thighs, just take a moment. Take a big breath in. Out through the mouth, ha. Okay, we're gonna play with headstands. So if it's in your practice, you don't need a wall, that's great. But if you do need a wall, you can go ahead and move to a wall and set yourself up against the wall. If you're like, no, I'm not doing that today, then that's just great too. You can do legs up the wall. Actually, Justine, I think, is like kind of there. So I'm gonna just spotlight her for a second. If she can, Justine, will you put your legs back up? Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna spotlight you. You can do what Justine's doing here, which is just legs up the wall. Thank you so much, Justine. And you can just hang out with your legs up the wall. And we're gonna do that pose at the end as well. But this is your alternative to headstand. But if you have headstand, let's go ahead and go against the wall, or if you have it in the middle of the room, that's fine. Oh yeah, Matt's gonna help me out here. I gotta unpin. Okay, great. So go ahead and find your highest joy, whether that's legs up the wall, Vipriti Karani, or headstand Shavasana. And let's go ahead and set up headstand. Everybody else can just lay back, legs up. Come into that same position, interlace your hands, open up your palms, create a cradle for your head, press down through your forearms and elbows, bring your legs into downward facing dog. Walk your feet up toward your face. And if you can keep your legs straight and go straight up, right? Or like a pike, or you can bend your knees and bring your thighs into your chest and slowly unfold. So whatever feels right for you today. You can be against the wall if you'd like. That way you know you're not going to fall back. We're holding here for 10 breaths. So once you get in, I want you to press your forearms down, down, down. There should be little to no weight on your neck. Make sure your elbows are in rather than wide. You want them nice and tight. Engage your core. Stack your hips over your shoulders. Deep breathing. So as you're in this shape, keep your eyes open. Focus on one spot for your drishti point to keep yourself calm. Halfway through, and wherever you are, start to make your way out and down. Take a child's pose when you arrive. Massage your head, roll your neck left and right. Let it go. Smooth, deep breathing. And when you're ready, come up to a comfortable seat. Just getting the music here. You can swing your legs off to one side and sit down on your sit bones. And then we'll take a forward fold, Paschimottanasana, both legs out in front of you. Dandasana, sit up tall. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold over your legs. Let's stretch out the arms and the chest from that work we just did, and the core. Sit right back up. You can keep your legs straight, or you can bend your knees for tabletop, for reverse tabletop, reverse plank. Bring your hands back behind you. Fingers point towards your sit bones. Inhale, lift your hips up. Your legs can be bent or straight. Hip width apart if they're bent, together if they're straight. Fingers toward your heels. Lift up, hips up. Breathe into your chest. Maybe your head goes back. It's completely up to you. And then come down, hips to the earth. Grab onto the backs of your thighs and rock and roll forward and back for plow pose. Keep your neck straight, kick your feet up overhead. Again, if this isn't in your practice, it's legs up the wall, and you can basically stay there until shavasana. Otherwise, plow pose, feet come up over the head. Grab onto your low back. Reach your toes down to the earth, press into your heels. Keep your neck straight, look up at your belly button, close your eyes. If you'd like, you can bend your knees and kind of squeeze your knees onto your ears and compress nice and tight if that feels good, and reach your shins for the earth. Or you can go ahead and go into a shoulder stand and lift one leg up to the sky at a time. Maybe you interlace your hands back behind you and straighten your arms. Beautiful, Mackenzie. Awesome, Tori. Good job, Christina, Jenna, Lynn. While you're upside down position, feel your pranic energy, again, like we did with the aura cleansing in the mudra. Can you feel your energy getting pulled in from the feet, your legs, through your hips, through your core, your chest, your neck, into your third eye? Feel all the blood rushing in the opposite direction. Take it back to plow pose. Drop your feet behind your head. Grab onto the floor beneath you. Use your core strength to help slowly peel your spine back onto the mat. Roll down. Legs come down slowly for fish pose. Straight legs. You can bring your hands underneath your sacrum, creating a little diamond shape. And then press into your forearms, lift your chest, look back, let your head waterfall behind you, shoulder blades into the chest, heart open. Now your crown chakra is connected to the earth or just hovering right above it. Your throat, your third eye, your crown chakra have a clear flow of energy. And lower onto your back. Take any last twists or happy babies you need for your final shavasana. As a time, we're exactly at the hour and a half. If you need to go, wanted to make sure you know what time it is. Otherwise, we'll be here for a few more minutes for our shavasana. Find your way onto your mat. Get any last adjustments you need. Close your eyes. Take 3 cleansing breaths to settle into our final meditation. Inhale through the nose. Let it go out through the mouth. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one. You to connect with the category that stood out to you the most. And I want you to remember all of the positive affirmations or positive adjectives you associated with this new paradigm. This last few minutes is your practice of allowing yourself to receive and be in this newness. How do you feel in your body when you imagine yourself accepting that new list? Let yourself feel every positive emotion as you let go and relax and receive. Start to reconnect with your breathing. Bring your awareness back into your body. Bring your hands onto your heart. Reconnecting with those intentions. Repeat, I am blessed. I am a divine creation of this universe. I radiate beauty, love, and joy. I hold a special gift for this world. I have a divine purpose in this life to share. I am true to myself. I am connected to my higher power. I am always surrounded with love and peace, and I open my eyes to see it all now. And so it is. Thank you so much for joining us for practice today. Please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like, and we'll stay on to say bye and answer any questions from our heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Thank you. You can always turn on your mic or type into the chat, or you can just leave. Whatever feels good for you is cool with us. It's so wonderful having you here.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. This was such a great ending to my weekend.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you all keep your list and really let yourself have that new whatever it is, you know.
Thanks, guys. I love
Thank
that.
Are you feeling okay, Justine? I saw you were hanging out.
Yeah, I've been sick all week, so this was the perfect start to my week and like a refresh of 2022 because I've been sick all of 2022 so far. So this is great.
Okay, sending you so many healing energy.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye, Justine.
Okay, well, these classes are pretty much every Sunday. Sometimes we just cancel them because, you know, life, but mostly we're here every Sunday. So you feel free to come back next week. And you can always DM us like anywhere, you know, Instagram or whatever. And we have your email, so you'll get emails from us.
Congratulations.
What was it?
You guys.
What was that?
What is it?
On the new haven. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
I just wanted to say congratulations on the new haven and also on the India thing, the yoga.
Thank you. We're so excited. It's so funny because now that I'm like, oh, I don't have to like run away anywhere. I'm like, oh, well then why am I going to India? It's gonna be perfect because I'm gonna go without it being an escape. I'm gonna go just cuz.
We're gonna be there for 2 months.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so incredible. I wish I'm like trying to see if there's any possible way I can like manage like a week out of that, but we'll find out.
Yes, please come. Yeah, open festival. If anybody has any questions about it, like please reach out. It's like such a cool little town, and there's going to be, you know, like a lot of yoga happening that week. The whole week is the festival, and there's like ashrams everywhere too, so you could like make a little trip in it.
It's like the birthplace and yoga capital of the world.
It's like I'm imagining it's kind of like a little like a mini Bali town,
but yoga.
Yeah, but yoga in India. So
Pure
if anyone
yoga.
wants to come or has any questions, please, yes, I would love to see you guys there. That'd be so cool, Mackenzie.
That would be amazing.
And thanks, Tori.
Yes, thank you, Tori. So good to see you.
I love you guys so much, and it was wonderful to see you, and Happy New Year and all the blessings.
Yeah,
Love you,
likewise,
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
And hi, Tori.
Yes, like the inner work
Yeah.
retreat reunion.
That's right. That's so beautiful.
Nice to see you. And Wind, I don't see her anymore. Maybe she left already.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Win
she
was
did,
here too.
yeah.
Yeah. Elizabeth, were you going to say something too?
I was just going to ask a question. So you said I see clearly, I think clearly, and then I am creating
I'm creating my reality from within.
from within. Okay. Yeah. It's so interesting making that list. Like some of them jump out for me. Same thing with home, like sanctuary is such a good word. But then others that I didn't even think about the fact that I had a negative association. So like body, I never thought of like the discomfort that I feel. So the word immediately came for me like temple, and sex,
Ooh.
like immediately sex came up for me as like, okay, desire, like feeling comfortable in that like word of desire versus sex. Like, and I did not at all before would not have even owned that or recognized that in my awareness of like that association being negative.
Yeah,
So,
isn't that wild?
That's
Yeah,
good. I like
so-
both of those terms.
Yeah. So thank you. This was really awesome.
Cool. Glad
Wonderful.
you enjoyed. Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
We're gonna be probably tripping out on it all year, just coming back to this.
Yeah. From now on, I think the new process is whenever we're like not getting it, it's going to be like, okay, what is that a symbol of for you? And what
Yeah.
associations do you have with that symbol? 'Cause
Another
I feel like we talk in circles sometimes and I'm like,
Yes.
and then it takes us so long to get to
Yeah.
the thing. And I'm like, oh, it's that simple. Like,
One of
what
the-
does it symbolize?
Yeah, one of the things
Yes.
we've used in the past too that's very, very similar was we always say like, what does
does
that
this
word
mean?
mean to you?
But that wasn't doing
So,
it. It was
so we always check into, this is just another thing of like, sometimes in partnership, especially, you're using the exact same words, but the associations and the meaning of that word is so
Yeah.
different for the other person that you're talking and you're saying the same things. But if you ever feel like there's an energetic thing going on, our habit now, we're getting really, really, like Ash was just saying, we're going to get even more vigilant with is if there's ever like a disconnect, we just get in this habit now of checking in, being like, okay, when you say home, what does that mean to you? When you say, you need to feel heard, what does that literally mean to you though? Like you would be surprised how many times we say things that feel really obvious and they're
Yeah.
not.
So
Because
true.
like let's say that one, like with I need to feel heard, right? This is a really common thing that comes up in relationships. Well, the person's like, yeah, I'm listening, like I'm hearing the words you're saying, and it's like, no. Being heard means like you acknowledge, like maybe that for you that means like you acknowledge the depth of what I'm saying. You're understanding the associations I have. You can put it in your own words. You can, you're honoring how I feel as if you're feeling it, like you have empathy, right? Like for someone else, that could be a whole other layer of meaning. And in relationships, especially, we notice how easy it is to get lost because it's very fascinating communication in general, how any of us communicate, because words have so many different meanings to all of us, even though they're the exact same word. So that's another fun one to take into the year of, especially in partnerships and friendships, just starting to check in and be like, wow, hey, by the way, what does that mean to you? And you might be surprised, just like you were with this one.
Yeah. One of the coolest things that I learned, and it was from the book Getting the Love You Want, is this idea of, because I've always wanted to be heard, but this idea of, does that make sense? So not necessarily like affirming and agreeing with what I'm saying, but just like, I get, even if what I'm feeling is illogical or irrational or not true, but it's my reality of like, I see how you got there. That makes sense. And that to me is like really feeling heard of like, okay, yeah, that I see how you got there. That makes sense.
Like the other
Exactly.
person affirming to you, that
Like
makes
they
sense.
understand
Yeah,
how
they may not, they may not agree with me, like the home thing. They may not like, it may not resonate. They may not agree with it, but it's like, okay, that's your experience. And I see that for you. That makes sense to me. And it's
I
like
love
such
that.
a different way of feeling heard. It's really cool.
Yeah, because then they're like saying like, I literally understand you.
why you feel that way.
Yeah,
Even though it's
Yes.
not my truth. I love that.
right. Yeah. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
All right, everyone. Well, love you all. This is so good. I can hang out
Yay.
forever and talk about healing our trauma.
Oh,
Live life.
Have a good night.
Beautiful Sunday.
Until next week. Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yes, bye.